Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 30s Diary Podcast. My name is Jackie, and today we'll talk all about body image, self love, and finding confidence in my 30s. And I especially want to talk about adult acne as well, and how I've dealt with that insecurity pretty much my whole life, and how I've grown to love myself despite my insecurities and despite my moments of self-esteem issues and trying to love who I am no matter what. So again, if you're new to this podcast, it's all about life in my 30s, documenting my experiences and reminding you all that you're not falling behind in life because 30s is just the beginning and it only gets better from here. So welcome to the podcast. And it's so sad because I actually filmed this video already. I filmed this episode, but for some reason my mic was not working, and I always get scared of if the mic is gonna work. There's so many technical issues when it comes to filming yourself and content. So that's why I'm just like, oh, hopefully this sounds good. But that's okay because it's a fun topic to talk about. And also, I just want to help you all out there who are currently dealing with some self-esteem issues and not feeling good in your body. I just want to share my experience and help you know that you're not alone as well, because I think that so many of us deal with these body issues and our biggest insecurities, and sometimes we feel like we're not worthy of love or appreciation just because of how we look on the outside, but there's so much that goes into it. And I also think that these struggles that we deal with in life make us so much stronger, and it helps us also realize that what truly matters is what's on the inside too. So I'll go more into that later. But first of all, I just quickly want to talk about a life update and where I've been lately and where my mindset is, and yeah, just open up a little bit more about life. So as you all know, I am now self-employed and actually filmed a vlog about this. It's my last video, all about being self-employed. So now I will be officially working for myself as a massage therapist and also as a freelancer. So I do other things like UGC content, mostly that. And I do a little bit of social media management too, but I also really want to focus on balancing my life, and I just want to live a healthier lifestyle in all aspects. So I don't want to stress out myself too much when it comes to work. And also just building a business in itself is so new to me. So I have to really focus on that and putting my energy on my LLC and how I'm going to get more clients. And I'm not worrying too much because I have pretty good clients right now, but I always have to keep myself on my toes and keep on learning even more, and I'm very excited for that. So stay tuned for more self-employment vlogs and this new chapter of my life. And yeah, also I was sick a couple weeks ago. Not necessarily sick, but I had a really horrible sore throat, so I couldn't really film my YouTube videos that much. But I feel like being sick a lot this year has really motivated me to work on my health. And my husband and I have really been on this health journey to mostly cook from home, to stay away from foods that are anti-inflammatory, or no, stay away from foods that are inflammatory, and just eating a lot a lot more nutrient dense foods. And that looks different for everyone. So I'm not saying that you have to only eat plant-based or, eat a certain diet to be healthy, because everyone's body is so different. And I've learned that throughout this journey of me becoming a nutrition health coach. And ever since I started taking classes in this program to become a integrative nutrition health coach, I've learned so much, and it's helped me in all aspects of my life. I feel so much more mentally and emotionally stable because of the tips I've been learning, how to lessen my stress, how to sleep better, how to ground myself when I'm feeling anxious. And then there's also learning how to eat basically foods of all different colors. I just learned so much, and I'm just so happy right now. And so we'll go more in depth with that later on, and how the food I've been eating has really strengthened my self-image and my self-love. And it's been a huge factor in my journey of healing myself and becoming the best version of myself. So we'll go more into that later. But another thing is that I'm also going to go to the Kehlani concert in a couple of weeks, which will be fun. I love summertime. I love doing different activities during the summertime. It's so fun. I think I thrive in the light. I thrive under the sun. It makes me the absolute happiest. That's why I don't do too well when it comes to wintertime and fall. But right now, I just love all the activities. I love being with friends. I love being around people, and it's been a good time. So I hope that you guys are enjoying your summer as well. And comment down below about any fun things you're going to do this summertime, because I love reading all the ideas. I love hearing from you guys as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the episode. There's been some confusion over roaming here at Shiz. Okay, so let's first talk about my biggest insecurity in life, and that has been my adult acne. So I have been dealing with acne ever since I was 11 years old, and my body is just very sensitive, you know? I think for most of my life it's been hormonal acne, and I tried everything. You know, when I was younger, I think the medications did work and the face washes worked, all of that. I did deal with a little bit of acne in middle school and high school, but I think it got really intense after high school. When I was dealing with a lot of stress and just the transition of life and going into college and figuring out the next steps of my life. I was like 19 years old when I graduated from high school. And that's when I had hormonal cystic acne on my face. Like, I was so desperate to like clear my skin at that age. So I was looking at different blogs and different medications for my skin. I became vegan at one point. I cut out dairy, eggs. I put raw honey on my face. I drank apple cider vinegar. I tried everything. I tried the natural remedies to help clear my skin. I tried the antibiotics and the things that dermatologists gave me for my skin, and nothing worked. You know, it was the stress of it all. And it was such a dark time because I truly I felt so insecure about how I looked. And no matter how many times people would tell me, like, you know, that you're still pretty and you're still beautiful, I didn't feel it from within. You know, that was a time in my life when I felt like I was in a very dark place too. And I think stress had to do with my acne as well, because hormonal acne comes from, of course, it's the imbalances in the body. It could be obviously genetics, but also what I was eating probably. And then I think it was mostly stress and anxiety and probably other mental health issues too at the time that caused me to have like cystic acne on my face. And that was, you know, I just felt honestly like hideous looking in the mirror. I felt I didn't deserve any love or anything like that. I just felt like the absolute worst. And, you know, I've been dealing with skin issues for so long in my life. Like, you know, it was probably the worst in my early 20s. The skin issues also caused me to have lower self-esteem. And when you have low self-esteem, that really translates into different aspects of your life too. So, you know, I didn't have the healthiest ways of viewing myself. And then when that happens, you attract people in your life that may not treat you right or make you feel even worse about yourself. And that's why I think strengthening your self-esteem and your self-image at a young age is so important, just for your confidence and to be able to stand strong in times of difficulty. So that's something that I've learned, and I want to implement that when I have kids one day. I want them to have such healthy self-esteem, and that nothing will make them feel any less than, especially their physical appearance. Because when I had acne, a horrible acne when I was younger, I had to pull out of the dark. I had to just pull myself out of that darkness because I didn't like staying in that state of mind. So I learned from like a young age that I had to like focus on my inner beauty and my personality and my heart. And that's what made me feel beautiful, not how I looked on the outside. Because, you know, the outside is just, it's a very fleeting thing. We're not always going to have our looks forever. And I realized that at a young age. And what's most important is though how you make others feel, how you make yourself feel internally. And it's all about the inner healing and the inner work. And I've learned that in my early 20s because it was a hard time feeling like I wasn't pretty enough or beautiful enough for anything, honestly. And I wish I could truly give myself a hug, my younger self a hug, because when I look back at the pictures, I am not a hideous person. Like, I see myself now, like, as someone who was in their 20s, their early 20s, and I see a really beautiful, kind-hearted girl, and I wish that I could give her a hug and tell her that you are beautiful no matter what. It doesn't matter that you have pimples on your face, like, you deserve all the love in the world, and just keep working on yourself and you'll be where you want to be in life. And I want to give her all the love, and I wish that I could do that for all the other people out there who are dealing with their biggest insecurities in life. And that's a whole thing in itself. Like, I've always been someone who, like, I like to uplift people, especially those who are insecure and those who don't feel good about themselves, because I was there. I felt the most insecure. I mean, not just about my acne too, but other things in life. I felt the insecurity, but I also know that I'm someone who can get out of those dark situations as well. So it's like my whole life, I've been attracted to people who, like, I wanted to fix and I wanted to uplift. And that can be a great quality, but other times it can also lead to being around people who have a negative energy as well. And, we're not meant to fix people. We can be a positive influence on someone, but the only one who can fix yourself is yourself. No one else can. It all comes from your own inner healing and your own journey of self-love. I can't personally make someone else love themselves, no matter how much I wanted to so badly in my past. But anyway, so we'll talk more about how my acne has healed, but I also want to talk about body image too, because I feel like body image and healing my acne comes hand in hand. So we'll talk more about that later. But body image was also something that I had to come to terms with, especially when I turned 30 years old. And it was something that I had to really, like, my whole body image and self-esteem changed as well when I truly became, like, a full-grown woman. Because my whole life I was a very petite girl, like child, teenager, someone in my 20s, like my early 20s. Like, I've always been petite, and that hasn't really caused too much insecurity for me, honestly. Of course, there are times, especially when you're a teenager, when it's like being petite isn't necessarily, like, attractive to, like, your peers in high school. And so I felt like I was a late bloomer. I didn't feel as, like, attractive as the other girls in high school because of that. But at the same time, I think that because I've always been a girl's girl, like, I've only had girlfriends. I haven't had a lot of guy friends in my life. And I had a really healthy relationship with a lot of girls in my life. I didn't really compare myself too much because, yeah, I mean, I just knew, like, this is just my body type. And I felt pretty confident in myself and with myself as a younger girl. But I think literally I started having, like, negative views of my body once I turned, like, 28, 29 years old, because that's when I got married. But at the same time, it was during COVID. And that's when my body changed completely. I gained 10 pounds. I gained 10 pounds. And honestly, that's not too much. I guess at the time I thought that it was a lot, and I was just so hard on myself, and I was so hard on my looks too. And I've never really felt that way before. As far as my body, And I was also consuming a lot of negative things online, as far as like girls talking about how being skinny is like the best, and how, I don't know, I was just consuming a lot of like really strange and toxic social media videos at the time. And I had this pressure to like be as small as I used to be, or as petite as I used to be. And then I was also like getting into like K-pop too. So like a lot of Korean girl bands, and I would compare myself to those girls that I would see who were singing and dancing, and how they were so petite and tiny, and how like I used to look that way and everything. And it was just so negative. Like it was just not good. And I've never felt that way before. I've never like compared myself to other girls before. I've never felt insecure in that sense. So it was not a good time for me. But at the same time, like when I was, when I first got married, like I was still happy though. Like we ate out a lot because of COVID, and we would order a lot of food, and we were just living our happy married life together. But I just would see myself in the mirror and not think I was as pretty as I used to be. So it was really strange, because it's like, I was very happy because I was newly married, but at the same time, I just realized that my body was changing. And now I see that, my body was changing because obviously, like during quarantine, like no one was going outside that much, and no one was super active. But also, like I was growing into a woman, because that's just what happens when you get older. We grow into our bodies more. And it was just a new transition for me as well. Like growing, like my hips growing, and my face kind of filled out a lot more, and everything just grew. And I I'm very grateful for that now, because women are so beautiful. I think women's bodies are beautiful. We have so many beautiful qualities inside and out, and I'm just grateful now. Like now I see myself in a better light because I wasn't used to the transition of my body. I started working out more, and I worked out during COVID as well, and it made me feel absolutely amazing. So I think honestly, working out was like it was actually the biggest factor of my self love journey. And that's because as I started to work out, I realized how empowered I am, how strong I really am, and that I can do anything. Like working out will change you in so many different ways, not just how you physically look, but it'll make you like feel like you can literally accomplish anything in the world. And that is how I felt when I was working out consistently. Yeah, when I was doing the weights, when I was doing a lot of cardio, I just felt so amazing. And my body did change. Like I did grow into my 30-year-old body, but at the same time, I was also losing weight, but in a healthy way because I was working out. And again, working out for me, like it helped with my mental health too, my emotional health. And losing weight was just an addition to it all. That wasn't the main goal, honestly, when I began working out. And it may seem like it was the main goal just because I was so like shocked about how my body changed during COVID, but also it was just an activity that I wanted to do because I was working out with my family, and it was just something to do and just to be healthy because I was eating a lot during COVID times. So it was great that I did lose some weight, but at the same time, I think what was even better was the mental clarity, the happiness, and feeling extremely empowered. That is why, honestly, working out to me, it was so much stronger than all the other stuff that I tried to do in the past to love myself. Like it was better than all watching all these self-love videos on YouTube. It was better than listening to podcasts about personal development. It was better than journaling every morning, and what else? What else did I do in my 20s? It was better than trying to fill a void by trying to find jobs that fulfilled me. Yeah, working out was just like the cherry on top of everything. And then I think eating healthy. And this is actually super recent because sure, I never ate too horribly during my last 5 years of marriage, but now my husband and I are cutting out seed oils. We mostly try to cook from home. And even if it's like may not be the healthiest food ever, like say fried chicken, right? At least we're making it from home and we're using avocado oil instead of who knows what the restaurants are using nowadays. And we're eating more vegetables and fruits, and of course that may seem like very common sense, but the whole health changes has helped me drastically in clearing my skin too. And that's why I think that food is medicine and food can heal so much. And that's why I think that really investing in the food that you eat and the high quality ingredients, I think is worth it, because it's better to invest in the food that you eat rather than spending hundreds and thousands of dollars going to the hospital and getting new illnesses. So that's completely worth it. And you can also you can save money and still be and eat healthy by going to farmers markets, by shopping in the sale items, and just really looking at the ingredients of what you eat. Because honestly, this health journey has been the best thing for my self-esteem and my self-love, and even clearing my skin. Let me show you my skin now. It is so much clearer, so much more radiant, and it's so much better than taking antibiotics and Accutane and birth control pills and all these chemicals that the doctors prescribe you for your skin. Like, you truly can heal your skin with the food that you put into your body, because it is true that who we are is what we eat. And, all I'm just saying is look into this journey of trying to eat what's best for you. And especially if you're trying to clear your skin, I think the best thing you can really do for yourself is just try to find foods that are anti-inflammatory and that are good for your gut, because there are so many foods out there in the grocery store that are not good for the gut. And they have all these extra chemicals in them, and it can really make your hormones go out of balance, and it's horrible. It is truly horrible. So that's why I wanted to connect, my acne struggles with my body image, and how self-love has really eliminated the acne in my body and has helped with my body and has helped with my self-esteem and how I view my body. Because I think that self-love really comes down to healing yourself inwardly, and also how you cherish your body physically as well, and how you nourish your body physically. It all goes hand in hand. I think I'm so grateful for what I had to go through with my body, because there were times when I was so down about how I looked physically, because just life in general, stress, what I was eating, and just the new transitions of life in general can really take a toll on how you look and your mental health, and that's the most important thing. So for me, in my 30s, I'm just so glad that I was able to work on my healing and work on my self-love. And there's so much that goes into it as well. It's not just food, it's not just exercise, but it's about your spirituality. It's about how you feel fulfilled in this life. It's about your relationships in life and who you surround yourself with. Everything relates to self-love, and that you deserve to be around healthy people, and you deserve a healthy lifestyle to really nourish who you are, because you are beautiful. And again, if you are struggling with your body image, and if you're struggling with acne or other types of struggles or insecurities in your life, know that it's okay. And as long as you're in this journey of self-healing and you're aware of what you have to work on and that you want to get better, I think you will definitely start healing, and you will start becoming the best version of yourself. But it only works if you truly believe in yourself and if you want to make your own self happy, because no one else is going to make you happy. As far as no one else is going to be a cure for your insecurities or your self-loathing or your self-hatred. The only person or the only thing that can truly help you is spirituality, God, and how you truly view yourself. Because 1,000 people could tell me that I'm beautiful, but if I don't really see that within myself, I'm not going to believe them. So it really took me a while to realize that I am beautiful because I believe it. And at the end of the day, again, yes, I think that physical appearance, it does play a big part in your self-esteem and your confidence, but what's even more important is how you view yourself on the inside too. Because you can be the most beautiful girl or boy in the world, but if you have a nasty personality and if you treat others like trash, like no one's gonna think that you're beautiful, or no one's gonna be around you as well. So yeah, so that is basically, how my self esteem changed throughout the years. Because there were times when I was younger where I felt very low and I didn't think I was pretty because of my skin, and I didn't feel as confident as well. And I didn't like looking at myself in the mirror at all. I would cry all the time. And then that honestly helped me to pull out of the darkness, like because I was in a dark place, I had to really get out of that and realize that, what, I am more than my skin, I am more than my insecurities. And so I worked on other things in my life, my inner healing. And it wasn't until I began to work out and eat healthier that I truly started healing myself in a faster way. Because I think that what I did in my 20s was still good. I was trying to build a stronger relationship with my spirituality. I was journaling every day. I was focusing on my dreams and my aspirations. I had a good group of friends as well, but I think that when I started to really work out and feel so strong within, and when I started to heal my gut and my hormones and learn about my own body and having a closer relationship with my body, I think that is when I truly started to heal faster and become the best version of myself, truly. So, anyway, guys, that is the episode for today. I'm so sad that I had to record this all over again because I feel like my last time that I recorded was a lot longer. But anyway, that's fine. I love you guys so much. Let me know what other video topics you want me to talk about, and I cannot wait for you guys to see more content as well. I feel like I'm thriving. I feel like I'm on cloud 9 right now, and I also just want to keep on spreading the positivity and the light to you all as well. And I'm sending you guys so much love and happiness, and I will see you guys in the next episode. All right, bye.